Hello, my name is Professor Dr. Ger Graus. I'm a global education advisor, work with governments and companies and all sorts of other organisations, including Empathy Week. Today I'm talking to Ed and Lippa from Empathy Week. And Ed, straight away to you, tell us a bit about yourself and tell us a bit about what you do.
My name's Ed. I'm the founder of Empathy Week. I used to be a teacher, then became a filmmaker. And really what we do as an organisation is use the power of film to develop the skill of empathy in young people and students from the age of 5 to 18. And since we started in 2020, we have impacted and engaged 175,000 students from across 40 countries.
Thank you so much. Lippa, where do you fit into this?
So my name is Lippa, and I was actually privileged enough to star in one of Ed's films for Empathy Week as a sports activist and an ex-semi-professional footballer, talking about my story and my impact.
Thank you. Ed, how did you identify the need? What was it that made you think, this is what I've got to do?
Yeah, I think I was at the coalface, as they say, in 2014, 2017. I worked as a teacher in a North London school, very big school, 1,600, which is big for the UK anyway. And you realise quite quickly that being a teacher, you are not just a teacher, you're not just an educator, you are a psychologist, a carer, a confidant, a mental health support worker, all of these things, and actually realised that what really helped them was the relationships and the ability to build that, the ability to build trust, and really the skill that underpins all of that is empathy. And so realized there was a way to use film as a tool, as a hook, as a really engaging platform, and therefore you start to get empathy building within the classroom, and it just leads on to all the things we want to see in education and we want for our students. We are not going to produce the people that we want to be working with in 20 years' time if we don't start working with them when they're 5 years old.
I agree. You can take a rest now, Ed, because I'm interested in Lippa. Lippa, why did you get involved in the first place? What attracted you to this?
I'm a sort of person that just goes in the deep end, and this was right up my ladder. So I thought, do you know what, Empathy Week, I think it's a little bit of me. Let's give it a go. You know, what have I got to lose? So I think we were just coming out of COVID during that time, and I met this crazy person called Ed, bubbly, fun character, and we got on straight away. So I was like, okay, let's give this project a go. And yeah, since then, we've still got that relationship going, still going strong, and absolutely love what Empathy Week stands for and what it does. It was going well, it was going good. And then we were 1-0 down. And then I started to get hate. I was doing my thing, and then I hear aeroplane noises and booing. I was like, why are they booing me? I could play football, you know. And then I hear aeroplane noises. I'm like, what does that mean? What do aeroplane noises mean? What 16-year-old will know why people are shouting or making aeroplane noises every time the ball lands at their feet? Then I put 2 and 2 together, very slowly realised that it was referring back to a tragic event that happened to the Twin Towers and 9/11, which is disgusting, first and foremost. Second of all, I was just a kid. I was just exploring my identity. And that goes to show that anyone could hate you because they don't understand you or your why.
Do you think that an initiative like Empathy Week was needed?
100%. I think if you can't see it, you can't be it. And that's such a big phrase that's always thrown around in schools and after school. But honestly, when you impact a child's life, they remember it forever. I'm not sure if you've ever had that lesson in school where you've always remembered, now you're an adult and you're like, oh yeah, I remember this teacher made me feel like this, or this subject made me feel like this. And it's also how those moments can impact someone's life. And having Empathy Week there in school systems can really change a child's motivation for not only education, but also their personal development and plans for the future.
How could the audience, how can people who are watching this, how do they get involved? What can they do?
Getting involved would be working with us. We're partnering with people like Snapchat. And what we've done with Snapchat, for example, is run like workshops around augmented reality and how empathy has a role in technology.
International College in Uruguay.
I'm from Ghana. My name is Zoe.
And what's important to remember about technology is you can fix it.
You're actually promoting empathy by providing a platform so that other people can express themselves.
Finally decided to make it about gender equality, but I did something I consider it's really simple, but I liked it.
You know, you're seeing it being used now. How amazing is that?
They have amazing ideas. They are our future, and it's really important for them to start letting them participate in the real world.
We shouldn't put a limit on creativity at all. But I think that's the problem with where we are. We think, oh, this might not work, this might work. Companies need to come in and just experiment and risk a little bit of their time and maybe a bit of their money to do something that one child might remember for the rest of their life. We need companies to step up and say, look, we're going to try this approach, and we're going to involve our employees in that as well and see where it goes. Maybe start off small, and then it will trickle into something that's really impactful in ways that you probably didn't even realize.
What about the role of social media in terms of positive change?
I think I'm actually, in the middle. I'm an advocate for social media because I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's a new form of, or relatively new form of communication. I think it can have such powerful impact. And what we need to do to make it have that powerful positive impact, and not the negative one, which we all know about and I'm not going to go into, is we need to train young people how to use it as a library, how to train their algorithm. And we need companies that are involved in those algorithms to help students build them so that they don't make money off of them, but so that they become educational, so that they become supportive. And moving forward, we also want parents to get involved with the empathy action projects. We try and send students home with the pack that they have, and we want them to be involved. The difficult thing is always going to be with parent engagement. It's going to be time and pressures, and we don't know that, and schools often don't know that about their own parents, and it's continually high on the agenda for all schools. How do we engage parents more? But we're trying to actively do it, increase it year on year. I do think having big brands, big companies, names involved and opportunities always gets parents' attention. I've noticed that, because parents can link, okay, I've heard of this name. Oh, with an opportunity for my child? Yes, of course I want them to do it. And then all of a sudden they become more and more involved. So actually, companies have huge power to help parent engagement, but they need to use it in the right way.
Ed Lipper, thank you so much. I love what you do. It's incredible. Everybody, please support, watch, be empathetic.